Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Sechuayo, a.k.a. Coach Bird, and I'm the host of the BYRDCAGE Show. I know we're missing somebody, you know what I'm saying? You see two of us up here, and it's usually three, you know what I'm saying? But Cousin Tracy has the pleasure and privilege of getting up out of this cold-ass weather we got going on here. She is somewhere on a cruise, sipping a Mai Tai in a bikini, chilling, you know what I'm saying? I wish she should have snuck me in her luggage and took me with her, you know what I'm saying? But so shouts out to Cousin Tracy. Cousin Tracy will be back on the next episode. So this is episode 130. Got a very, very special guest sitting on the couch in the cage today. You know what I'm saying? My man, we've been trying to get this together for a minute.
Yeah, man. 130, I'm feeling, I don't know how I like that one. And 130, I should have been top 10.
You know what I'm saying? But as you're going to find out, my man's been busy, you know what I'm saying? So scheduling things like that. But hey, he's here now, you know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely looking forward to talking to my man. We go way back, you know what I'm saying? We go way back, you know what I'm saying? But I'm sure some things that I don't even know that we're about to find out together. So make sure y'all pay attention and stay tuned here. So with that being said, my guy, my man, my bro, Sean Smith, a.k.a. Sticks, is in the building. What's good with you, bro?
Long time, man. Thanks for having me. You know what I mean?
Hey, man, like I said, like you said, too, you 130, you should have been in the top 10 somewhere. You know what I'm saying? We should have been made this happen.
Yeah, no, I'm appreciative, man, of this opportunity. I'm glad we were able to finally get this done.
Yes, definitely. So let's start from the rip. You know what I'm saying? For the folks that don't know you, because I'm sure a lot of people that'll be watching know you or might know of you.
Right.
Just let them know real quick where you're from.
Yeah, man, I'm from Mount Holly, New Jersey, man, but I'm a journeyman, man. I've been all over the place, you know. I even spent some time, you know, in the city. I went to McGraw in 5th grade. Like, my dad is, you know, from East Camden, South 27th Street, man. Kevin Johnson, man, twin. You know, my Uncle Uwe and them, you know, live on Line Street. You know, all my family, you know what I mean? My Aunt Ann married, you know, God rest Uncle Bro Boy, man, Clarence Tokley. So, like, you know, from Mount Holly, but, like, I've been in and out of the city for a little bit. Right. Shout out to my boys from Washington Street, man. 3029 Apartment C, my boys, LeVar Edwards, you know what I mean? Aaron Kiki. It's been a long time, man. I love y'all, man.
That's what's up. So, for my folks that's from the city, y'all, you heard the addresses and the names he just mentioned, so you know he got some ties.
Jeffrey Love was my boy, too. He was in the building right behind me on Benson Street.
There you go.
And it was dope, because, you know, our first scrimmage every year, when I went back to Burlington County, our first scrimmage every year was Woodrow Wilson. So it was dope, like seeing Jules, you know what I mean? Because he went to McGraw with me. And then, like, you know, we see Eugene Bennett. He played at Penn Salkin, but Gene went to McGraw with us. You know what I mean? And then, like, you know, Bam being there talking that trash. You know? What up, Bam? You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? And even, like, you know, Malik Wallace, you know what I'm saying? Like, just seeing, you know what I mean, him and Kelvin Fleming, like, you know, after I graduated high school and wound up finishing down at, you know, Rutgers Camden. We get into that, though, you know, just bumping into Kelvin again in the day. And it became like, I was older than them, but, like, they took off before me. So then I kind of had to humble myself and start to take lessons from them.
Right. Facts. So I hope my young guys listen just heard that. Sometimes you got to reel it in, humble yourself a little bit. Yeah. Might have to learn some things from some people you thought you should be teaching, but they wind up teaching you, but it's all good. Because if you get to where you need to be, I don't care how you got there, you know what I'm saying, or how you had to get the help. Just get it, listen, pay attention, and put your plan into motion, you know what I'm saying? So where'd you graduate high school?
I graduated Burlington Township, man, 95. Yep.
Okay. You balled out there, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I was surrounded by, like, a lot of talent there, man. My cousin, you know, Cliff Tokley, who wound up also, you know, going to Rutgers Camden and graduate. He was trying to pull me in from the door, but, like, you know, a lot of times, and this is good too, because we'll get into, you know, some talking about recruiting. Like, you know, you want to go where you can play, and you want to, you know, start thinking about getting a good degree, because at some point the ball is going to stop bouncing. And that Rutgers Camden degree has served me a lot better than, like, you know, some other degrees from schools that would have been, you know, bigger.
Right.
You know,
Facts. So we get out of there. Was Rutgers Camden first up?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
I went to Delaware State as a preferred walk-on and just didn't do what I was supposed to do academically, man. And I failed out of school. You know, this is nothing to be ashamed of, but you know, because it was a journey, right? But I was some valuable lessons that I learned there. So then You know, I got out of school and went down south, started working in the juvenile detention center as a juvenile correction officer, and was just messing around, you know, in Atlanta. Went to visit my grandma one weekend in Augusta, and my cousins, you know, knew what we do. We just balled. It's like, yo, we're going to play some pickup over here. Walked into the gym at Augusta State, and, you know, the coach just happened to be in there during the session and just asked me, you know, was I in school? You want to get back in school? I'm like, yeah, I would love to. And it's like, well, look, man, you know, I could take you as a walk-on, and, you know, maybe we could talk about some money going forward. And that's what they did. They gave me some cross-country money. And, I got a little homesick after 2 years, you know, but I learned how to play the X and O game down there. Like, you know, how to function within the system. And that's something that's important for these kids, man. Like, one-on-one skill is important, but you have to learn how to tie your one-on-one or your individual game into a set offense, because at the collegiate level, you're going to be playing with 4 other guys that were also stars. You might not be called into that scoring role off the bat. So you got to learn how to play structured offense. You know.
Nah, it's how do we get the Rutgers where we met?
Yeah, once I got homesick, you know, I was like, yo, it's time to, you know, go home. And, you know, then from there, the rest is history. Like, you know, I just decided like I was going to come home and then trying to figure out what was what, like, you know, what was the best fit for me. It was my second transfer. So, you know, a lot of doors were closing. I was in my mid-20s at that time. So, you know, I was at my stepmom's house out there in Morgan Village, you know, and, you know, Satterfield, and Mr. Stargell was over the crib, you know, Mike Stargell. And he was like, you know, yo, you know, Ann's telling me you want to get back into school. And he was like, here are some options, you know, that I think I can work out for you. So I already had a familiarity with Rutgers Camden. You know what I mean? Shout out to Craig Bell. You know, you know what I'm saying? Fact. You know, and you know, he took me to a house party with him and Cliff was over there, and you know, it just made sense. Right. It was, you know, it was affordable, home, and it was the best decision probably I ever made.
That's what's up. That's definitely what's up. And like you said earlier, that Rutgers Camden degree, it has done me well. You know what I'm saying? Just like you said, it's done wonders for you as well. So, you know what I mean? So once again, you know, don't matter where you go, just go. You know what I'm saying? If that's the path you're choosing, you know what I'm saying? You might have to hit a couple spots along the way, like most of us. You know, I started out at Lehigh, fell out of there, and wound up at Rutgers Camden. But, you know, it's just a journey. You keep being a journeyman until you figure it out. And, you know what I'm saying? So that's good stuff. Now, talking about basketball, you know what I'm saying? Let's go back a little bit. As you see, as my viewers see, I got on some of his merchandise right here. My man does a little skills training, you know what I'm saying? Now, what made you start that?
I think because my first year in college, you know, when I was down in Augusta, it was an adjustment, man. It was tough. You know, I really didn't have it. And kids understand this, or student athletes, let me say this, like, the level of patience a college coach has is not parallel to, you know, a high school coach, because a high school, you know, high school coach's primary source of income is their teaching job or whatever their occupation is. When you're dealing with a college coach, his or her primary source of income is that coaching job, and they need to win. So it's kind of like, listen, here's the play, run it. Listen, man, here's the play. Run it. Okay, you next.
Next,
right. You know what I mean? So, you know, to that end, I was like, man, you know, I struggled, you know, just, you know, with his teaching style. And I thought it was me at first, but it was like, it wasn't me. It was just, I couldn't comprehend or grasp the way that he was delivering it to me. So a lot of this, like, I had to teach myself a lot of it. You know what I mean? Or ask some of the young boys, like, yo, you know, whoever knew it. Like, I wasn't, you know, I wasn't ashamed to ask. Like, well, he has it. Like, so even if he's older than me, he's younger than me. Like, he has the information I need. You know what I mean? I got to get it from him.
Got to get it, right?
So to that end, like, you know, it really made me a better and more patient coach, because it was like, all right, like, there are a lot of kids out here that may be struggling with grasping some of these concepts, and we all have gifts from God. And I think that was my gift. A lot of times we want it to be the ability to play. Right. You know what I mean? Or, you know, jump or run or dunk. But sometimes your gift is your ability to manifest things to other people. True. So I just, you know, I took it and ran with it, man. Like, you know, I saw a lot of kids that had dreams and aspirations of getting to another level. So anything that I would pick up, whether it was from you, Greg White, Don Polk, you know what I mean, whoever, like, you know what I mean, some of the pros I encountered, I wouldn't, you know, mind passing it off. And my mom was just like, all these kids love you, you know what I mean? Like, you always have, like, you know, a group of kids following you. Like, why don't you just start your own?
Right.
I was like, yeah. So,
like, that makes sense.
Yeah, there it is. You know?
Now, what year was that you started with the skills training?
Probably 2010.
Okay.
Because, like, right after college, right? Like, you know, we can dive into that a little bit. Like, I was working at JRAC for a little bit as a social worker, you know, and then I'm playing in the Coliseum League, playing in, you know, over the Cherry Hill Racquetball Club. And I was blessed, you know, with an opportunity to go play in Italy in the regional league for a couple of years. So I was doing that between 2007 and 2010.
Okay.
And as I'm coming home in the summers, young boy's like, I want to go overseas too. And I'm looking at him like, man, you got a lot to learn, man. Like, you know. So and then it just got to a point where, you know, it was a couple coins I was made. It wasn't really any serious money, but it was just like enough to, you know, take care of your little bills or whatever. And then, you know, you start to look at your bank account at the end of the summer. Like, I hope I get a call, man. You know, yeah. So, you know, like at that time, it's just like, you know, like life, you know, it's more than just you know, being that cool guy. Oh, that's my man. He play overseas. What are you doing to, you know, make your community a better place? And that was just it. You know, one of my OGs was like, you know, a lot of the blessings that you'll receive aren't actually for you. They're for other people. So, you know, I just decided like, hey, man, like nobody ever really took me under the wing and just showed me the way. Like, and it was painful showing up at all these places and, you know, you don't have a cosign, you don't have an agent, you don't have anybody vouching for you. You got to kick in the door and literally like, I got to outplay somebody. And you can't be close. It's got to be head and shoulders.
Right, got you.
So along this journey, like I'm meeting people like, you know, like important people. I'm like, damn, I wish somebody could have, you know, made this plug for me. So I just put two and two together. Like I needed a plug, but I actually became the plug.
Got you.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
got you.
Because I know, you know, people in the front office here. I know these college coaches. I know, and I can actually help other people.
Got you.
And that's just who I am at the fiber of my being. Like I just love to help just other people.
That's
so
what's up.
2010, man, I just said, you know, I've done all I can with this basketball. There's no NBA in the future, right? Like I've, you know, like I was over in Italy, like Pooh. Jerome Allen was playing for, you know, my team was a subsidiary of his team, Snyder Row. And he was like big bro to me over there.
Got you.
You know, and he looked out for me.
You know
that's
what's up.
And then it was like, you know, now it's time for me to start looking out for the young boys. So
that's what's up. That's what's up. Nah, I mean, outside looking in, man, I admire what you do. You know what I'm saying? And we need more. We need more people like this. So if you're out there listening and you're thinking about doing something like this and you got your stuff together, go ahead and start it and see what happens. See if you can make an impact, you know what I'm saying, and help some folk out. Because that's what it's all about, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day. And I tell people all the time, like, you know, be like, yeah, you've been teaching for 31 years. Yeah, I enjoy when I see my former students out at the store, now they with their family and they're happy, like, yo, Coach Bird, I'm so thankful for you. It turned my life around. This is my wife, these are my kids, things like that. It makes me feel good. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I impacted another human being to the point that, you know what I'm saying?
So let me flip the script, man, because I know you were a monster on that mound, right? Like, you pitched and stuff, right? And, you know, like you being within the city, from within, you know, Centerville and everything, like, where did you get, like the passion or the desire? Like, how did you wind up at West Tech coaching?
Just like you just said it, just that passion, you know what I'm saying? Like I always wanted to coach, you know what I'm saying? I mean, my dad, man, he started Centerville, started a whole Centerville Simba situation. So the coaching just came from him, just being around him, his love of sports, you know what I'm saying? Seeing him coach, seeing him play, things like that. So I think it was just born in me. It was just somebody just had to bring it out. So when I started teaching back in '94 in Camden, after, you know, getting out of Rutgers and whatnot, I just couldn't get my foot in the door. I'm like, why is this door closed? Like, somebody let me in. Just give me a chance. You know what I'm saying? That's all I need, and I'll take it from there. But it never happened there. So I taught my first 9 years in the city, and then my brother-in-law, Bobby Henson, he was in Pennsauken. And actually, my boy Reggie Lawrence was the head football coach at Pennsauken at that time as well. So he had an opening, because, you know, I'm in the special ed department. So at their alternative school out there, they had an opening. So he was like, yo, you might want to apply, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's going to be some coaching opportunities out here too. So I applied, you know what I mean? Long story short, I got the job. And my first year being in Pennsauken, which was 2003, I got the JV basketball job and I got the JV baseball job. right from the rip.
That was around the time when Al and Glenn were there.
That was their senior year.
Okay.
And I was the JV coach on that senior year. We won Central Jersey that year, the group. But we just couldn't beat Jason Thompson was at Lenape at the time. We lost to them 3 times. We lost to them twice during the regular season. We won Central Jersey, they won South, and we lost to them in the state semifinals.
I was a tough crew. Coach Dunn would have me come up in there like in some open gym and just scrimmage with him a little bit.
Facts. So so right off the rip, I got those 2 jobs. 05, my man had a football spot for me.
Okay.
So, I just been coaching since and grinding. So I was the head coach at Pennsauken for 3 years. You know what I'm saying? We did all right. I did all right there. Some things happened. They let me go.
Okay.
Then I was Camden High for 2 years. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So it was just in me. Like when they let me go, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I need another, you know what I'm saying? Right. But now, my name is out there. I've done, still Camden High, went back-to-back sectionals, went to Rutgers. We lost, but we got there.
Right.
So now my name's bubbling a little bit. So I had some opportunities. And then I just got a phone call. It was late, too. You know what I'm saying? It was like, yo, my man Haddock, the old Willowbrook coach. Jeff. Yeah. He's like, yo, you still, you ain't got a spot yet? I was like, nah, man, I'm still trying to,
Yeah, because Jeff used to teach at Kramer, didn't he?
I don't know if he taught at Kramer.
He was at one of the schools in the city.
I was like, yeah, what's up? He was like, West Tech. I'm like, what? Right. Like, I swear to God, I had never heard of West Tech. You know what I'm saying? So I applied, and it happened quick. They brought me in. It was like, all right, we're going to see what happened. They called me, can you come back tomorrow, meet some more people? It's like, all right. It's like, you got it. So it's just that it's just in me, man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's sort of like what you were saying, just wanting to give back. You know what I'm saying? I have this knowledge of basketball, baseball, football, you know what I'm saying? Knowledge of things that happens on and off the court type of situation. Hopefully I can get it into these kids so they won't make all the mistakes I might have made. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna make some mistakes. It's life.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? But if I can give you some tools to navigate a little bit so you don't go through as many hurdles that you have to, then I'm good. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it's just like you said, just wanting to give back, wanting to help others. And I just enjoy it, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just, because I'm like you, and me and Cousin Tracy, we talk about it all the time. And you mentioned it earlier. The ball's going to stop at some point. You know what I'm saying? My playing days stop. You know what I'm saying? But I love sports so much, I wanted to be connected to it somehow. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I try to tell our listeners, and especially the young kids, like, you might not, everybody's goal wants to be, you want to be a professional athlete. Football, baseball, whatever it is, basketball. It's no problem if you don't make it. If you do the best you can to make it and you fall short, you fall short. But if you love the sport, it's so, especially with all the social media stuff now and all that type of stuff, man, it's so much you can do to stay connected to sports. Indeed. If that's really your passion. And sports is my passion. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm going to be coaching until the wheels fall off, until the good Lord says no more. You know what I'm saying? Because, I'm coming close to retirement teaching-wise, but once I do retire, when that day comes, Lord willing, I'm still going to be on that sideline somewhere.
Right.
Trying to do my 1-2. So that was a little long-winded, but we're supposed to be here talking about you. You know what I'm saying?
That's, again, right? Like, it's never always just about me.
Right,
like,
facts,
I'm always,
and
especially, like, you were very instrumental, like, in my life. Like, I think like you said, just to piggyback off what you said, up-and-coming guys or just, student athletes, whether it's a guy or a young lady, right, are always looking, for some direction. Right. You know what I mean? Some guidance. And they benefit from it. And I never really got that, you know what I'm saying? Directly from someone that was, so, the way that I was embraced by the city, you know what I mean? Because like I said, like I was just a nomad. I was just looking for, my final destination. Or the goal was to reach my final destination. And I didn't mind going other places.
To try to get there.
To reach that, that end goal. But you don't understand, like, it's not, you can't just be showing up and it's not always going to be.
It's not going to be right. You're not always going to be embraced
by others. Like, you know what I mean? Like, exactly. Certain people or certain, environments are very, people can become territorial.
True.
But I was met with a lot of love, man, everywhere I went. So, I don't take that for granted, man, because I've seen it.
That the other way. Yeah. Nah, facts. Nah, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, all right, play, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Seems cool. Then we started kicking it, you know what I'm saying? And here we are today.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Here we are today. Now, when did, as you're about to find out, and currently, where are you coaching at currently? Let's start there.
Yeah. Northeastern, it would happen on a whim. Like I literally, like I was doing the stick skills training thing, and Priscilla's a good friend of mine, you know what I mean, and good people, and I always choose people over paper, all day long, you know what I mean, because you can get a job making some good money, but if the supervisor or the person that you report to directly isn't doesn't have good people skills, you could be miserable, making a lot of money and be miserable because you're being talked to like you're someone's property, or what I mean, you're being mistreated, or they don't understand like your desire to have a work-life balance. So again, like it was just a great opportunity that I just couldn't say no to. I felt like the conference was a conference in which we can win, or I had access to the caliber of kid that can actually get in there and help us uplift the program. And prior to that, let's start from the top, from the beginning. My first job was 2013. I left Rancocas after coaching boys. I stopped playing ball in 2010. I coached at Rancocas from 10 to 13. Got my first job at UMaine. I was at UMaine from 13 to 15 with Richard Barron. Ironically, I met him when he was the head coach at Princeton. So, just do my sticks training and him seeing me with all these kids or calling about kids. Might be beneficial to give this guy a shot. He knows a lot of kids. So, again, Maine was a great starting point for me, but now I'm growing as a young man and I want more than just, my career. It's it's time to start thinking about a family and life outside of work. So, I was fortunate enough to get a job opportunity at Ryder, which would allow me to, still have a good job, but go out and meet people, you know what I mean? Which ultimately, my wife and I were dating at the time, and we took off and, had our twins in 2019. Now, during this time, I was Ryder from 15 to 18. The 18-19 season, she and I worked together at St. Francis College, Brooklyn, under Linda Semino. Wife got pregnant that year, and she took a job at Colby because it was more conducive to Division III. To us having that balance, the family, like Division III isn't as demanding. So, from 2019 to 2024, like this past August, I was doing my stick skit, just training, running camps all up and down, the East Coast, and daddy daycare. Priscilla called with an opportunity to join her staff at Northeastern, and I couldn't say no. It was Boston, great academic institution, and now it's just about getting some pieces to build that thing out, man. And I think
that's what's up. That's what's up. Now I'm gonna ask you what you asked me as far as coaching, like how to win, or where did that passion to coach come from? Like when did it hit you? Like you know what, I want to coach. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it didn't.
It did.
I never wanted to do it, man. I never did. It was like I was just chasing the basketball, and I was at Rutgers Camden working out with Greg. Just in the middle of a set, man. I just come to the realization, this might not I may have gone as far as I could go, right? And I just stopped. And I want to say this to every prospective student athlete out here, or everyone with dreams of or aspirations of being a professional athlete. You have to start thinking about what else you would do if that never came to fruition. And I didn't. You know what I mean? I didn't know what else. I mean, I'm from Mount Holly, man. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm in and out back and forth between Mount Holly and Camden. We only know two types of people.
Facts.
Pro athletes and street guys. That's it. You know what I mean? I didn't see too many, and there are a lot of good
true. But at that time,
there weren't too many brothers that that set that example, that got up and went to work every day. You know what I mean? It was like I'm one or the other, and I wasn't going the other way. Gotcha. I had enough sense where I knew that wasn't the route. But I just felt, Flanagan, you know what I mean, who's just got his 500, you know what I mean?
500, shouts out to Jay, that's my guy.
Being a part of a good basketball fraternity, the Camden Highs of the world, the Shawnees of the world, the Burlington Townships of the world, right? Like, there are certain programs, and there are others, right? But that's just off the cuff, right? Those programs are synonymous with taking care of their guys.
Yes.
If you've ever played in any of those, programs, like, those coaches are always pulling their guys. Hey, why don't you come teach in the school? Hey, why don't you come help me? And Flanagan was just like, look, man, I got a talented group of young men, Sticks. you can bridge that gap for me. You relate to, you know what I mean? And he just pulled me in, and
that's what's up.
I just started liking it.
Right,
you know what I mean? And it helps when you know, my little cousin Andre Birdsong was on the Rotten. It's like, all right, man, and that's where it came from. So I just like, yo, this ain't half bad, right? I'm substitute teaching, right? After work, I'm in basketball practice for a couple hours. It was kind of like stealing money. Like, yo, I'm getting paid for this.
Right.
And, it's just, like you're home from work by 4 o'clock every day. And that's including practice, right? 4 or 5, you know what I mean? You're off every weekend. You're off in the summers. Like, and listen, like teachers may not be like rolling in, like,
right.
Wealthy,
I ain't got a Bentley outside.
Yeah,
no.
You know what I mean? So like, it's a good life.
No,
it's a good quiet life. Like, I know some of these contracts, like they just they're taking care of their teachers nowadays.
You tell I'm on vacation right now.
Right. So but that's what it was, man. And unfortunately, like that job at Rand Coke, like you said, like it's a resume builder. Like your time at Camden and Consulting was for you. And then boom, the next stage comes. So then you get into college. Right? So now it's just, now I don't even have to teach.
Right.
It's just basketball.
It's just basketball. It's just basketball. That's that. And where's that school located?
Northeastern is located downtown Boston. You know what I mean? Like it's in the heart of the city. Like whatever, like St. Joe's or Drexel is to University of Penn is to Philadelphia. That's what we are to Boston. Right downtown, right off the train line. Nice. Like you don't even need a car. Like
got you. Now, how was it? Because you're on the girl staff, right?
Yeah.
Now, how is that? Like, what's the difference between coaching guys and coaching girls, or is
I'm
it
glad
really
you
not
asked that question. The difference is, right, when you're coaching young ladies, you're trying to get the young ladies to be more selfish. Like, you can take her, like take her, like they'll follow. You draw something up,
they're gonna follow it to the tick.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It's like just take her. You know what I mean. So guys is like, dude, run the play, give it a chance. Like, right. Stop. You're trying to teach them to be
bring it in a little bit.
Yeah, like less. You know what I mean? Like less selfish. Like, all right, man, share a little bit. Right.
It's
the other, like
be selfish
the
a
other
little
way,
bit. Right. Okay.
And academically, right? Like you're not as worried about the young lady because they get it.
Right.
It's like,
I got
I'm just doing this to get this nursing degree.
Right.
Right. Every now and again you'll get someone that goes on to be, Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese and make that type of money, but they understand the reality of the matter is there isn't much money to be made, and we're working to to rectify that, right? In women's sports. So, but things are growing, but like. You can't tell. I don't care where a guy's going to school, Division I, Division III. Like I'm going to the league.
I'm going to the league. Right?
So but that's the difference. The biggest difference.
Okay. Yeah, because I've never coached. I've never really even trained a good. Like you know what I'm saying. Not even like my nieces and whatnot. I ain't worked them out of that. You know what I'm saying. So I just always ask, especially when I have coaches that maybe coach boys and now coaching girls or vice versa. I always want to ask like how they feel about that difference. Before we get into this transfer thing, one other thing I wanted to ask you too, since you do have your your stick skill training situation, and I like to always ask my trainers that come on, how important is it to have a good basketball personal trainer? You know what I'm saying? Or what makes up a good basketball trainer? Because there's some out here that's just trying to sell these parents a dream and put some money in their pocket and just roll some basketballs out and say they train somebody. You know what I'm saying? So
I would always say, just like anyone else, like when we go apply for a job, like what are your qualifications? You know what I mean? What is this individual's qualifications to be? Like where have you played at? Like think about your ultimate goal, right? And how that person can if your ultimate goal is to play college basketball, like, have you played college basketball?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and so, like, what is it that you're actually teaching me, or what is it that you can actually, what type of information can you impart to me that will help me, materialize that dream? Because experience is the best teacher. So
I agree.
If someone, it doesn't even matter, like, because, like, even you're talking about someone that's played at Rowan's a hell of a Division III program.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Like, so they run some good stuff over there. Again, I'm going to go back to what I was talking about before. You have to be able to function within a structured offense. So don't just have me grabbing the tennis ball and doing all these crazy things that you will never do in, in a game, right? Like, teach me skills that are applicable to 5-on-5 structured basketball. Can you come off a pin down screen and knock down a jump shot? You know what I mean? Right. Do you know how to move without a ball? Like all these things, like, you know what I mean? Like come off a dribble handoff, you know what I mean? And like, if you aren't teaching me things that are applicable to, you know, structured offense, those type of skills that are transferable,
it's not worth it.
It's not.
You wasting your money. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
That's why I try to tell the parents of you know, my kids, before you just have anybody, you know what I'm saying, train your son, just holler at me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like you said, I know some good ones, you know what I'm saying? I've experienced some bad ones, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I gotta, you know, I can help you out there and kind of steer you in the direction that we all want to go for the success of your son. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's a great point what you said. And parents, if you're watching and you're looking to get your you know, son or daughter in some type of training outside of, you know, their high school program or whatever it may be, you got to ask those questions. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like ask them what qualifies you to be able to train my son and help him try to get where we want him to go. What qualifications do you have? Who's some of the people that you worked with and how did they make out? Like, where did they end up? Like, you got to add, don't be afraid. Just don't because he got some apparel and got a couple kids running around in the gym, just like, he must know what he's doing. Ask. But this is your son. This is your daughter. This is their future that you're trying to better. So ask. And especially if you're paying some bread, that's your money. Find out what their qualifications are, and then you can make a decision and take it from there.
I got a good, and I miss my dog, man. Don Polk, man.
Oh, yeah, rest in peace, Don.
Don gave me some of the best games. This was before I actually was doing, like, I was like, Don didn't want nobody coming in the gym wasting his time, man. And he would tell me, like, you know, a kid can't play money like Sean. I'll give parents money back. And that was my thing, though. That was the thing that separated me from, and a lot of people ain't, like, it is what it is, man. Like, listen, if you came to work out for me, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I would work, you know, first one was just a little diagnostic, see what you got. Then after that, you know, I talked to mom and dad. I like, what are we, like, what is our ultimate goal? Just so we're on the same sheet of music. Because I don't want to be playing the flute and you banging the drums, right? Where do we want to go with this? Right? And a parent might say, hey, like, you know, we want to go to Villanova. And I'm like,
like, I don't know. Have you seen Villanova play?
Like, I don't know if we can do that, right? Like, you know, and for whatever reason.
Fact.
The kid could have Villanova talent, but not Villanova work ethic.
Gotcha.
And I'm like, hey, listen, we can work out twice this week. I want to take 2 weeks off, right? Or a week off in between, right? So we'll work out the first and third Wednesday of the month. Next week, we'll take off, right? And then we'll meet again, you know, the third, you know. Right. So we work out on the first, take the second one off, meet on the third. And if I didn't, because if there's been 2 weeks between our workouts. If you do anything for 2 weeks, you may not be, you know, you have mastered the skill, but like I should see an increase in ability, right? Like, and I would tell them, like, hey, listen, I don't know if he or she may not be serious enough about this because it's been 2 weeks. And I don't know that, you know, he or she has touched the ball since, and I can tell because the work doesn't lie.
Fact.
You know, so like, you know, and I just, you know, like, hey, listen, like,
here you go. It's not going to work. You don't want to
do this. Or like, you know, I don't want to continue to take your money because the expectation, you're investing your hard-earned resources in me with the belief that I'm going to be the one to get them. And it's just like school. Like when a teacher gives you some new material, in class, they're going to introduce it. Your workout is your class. Like, here's the new material. You got to go home and do your homework.
Right.
You don't do your homework, you ain't going to be ready for the exam.
Right, facts. That's
it's all, that's why you're a student athlete, and because it goes in together. And, you know, and we got to put the time in.
We definitely, you dropped another gym, parents, you know what I'm saying? But this is why we need more good trainers and people to give that information out, you know what I'm saying? Because it's sad to say, but it's like anything in life. There's a whole lot of guys under this. I'm a trainer, and they'll tell you that, I can get your son to Villanova. Just give me that $500 a week. And then when your son is not at Villanova, you know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, well.
Time on to the next.
You know what I'm saying?
Timmy's mom just cut me a check.
Exactly.
So that's what, like, and if, you know, and check the, like, if I run a camp and, you know what I mean, you never made it to the camp for whatever reason, stick to, No problem.
Right, no
Give me your Venmo.
Right.
Send it right back to you.
Right back.
Because you're paying for me to render a service.
Right.
I never render a service to you.
So,
even if it was day of.
Right,
or
right.
Day after.
Right,
like, we couldn't make it yesterday. No problem.
No problem. Here
I
you
just
go.
send it back.
Yeah. Nah,
because my name and my reputation is more than a couple dollars, man.
Facts. And a lot of people need to understand it.
I just want people to know, like, hey, or if it's not about me anymore, for whoever else is out here, like, you know, like your objective should be, you want people to know, like, you know, if I want it done a certain way, that's the brand we can trust.
Right. Facts. That's it. That's it. And I'll tell you what, I endorse the brand, as you say. As you say, I endorse the brand.
That's another piece. Like, you want to, for me, I wanted to be a one-stop shop. You know, I wanted to be somewhere where a kid can come, you know, learn life lessons, get their, you know, their fundamentals intact. And then also, like, you know, it was like, what's the dude that ran them joints up north? EKB, Ed Butler.
Oh, yeah, Ed Butler,
right?
Butler.
Yep, if you went to Ed's joint and you turned it out, he picked up the phone and got you somewhere.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yep,
and that was my goal, like, you know, from working with, you know, the up-and-coming talent, some of the best girls in South Jersey, right? Like, you know, I would, you know, be on the phone, like, you know, it was literally like in a matter of weeks, like my phone went from J-Rock, Peanut, whoever. Right now, I'm scrolling down my call like, wow, I done spoke to Maryland, Notre Dame. What's going on?
Right.
So, you know, it made, you know, things better for the kids in the community that actually has some ability. Now, like, you trying to go where? Oh, okay, I know them.
I know, right.
Hey, look,
Got
you know,
you.
and I couldn't guarantee anything,
but
like,
you could still try,
nah, like, and they knew, like, well, Sticks has worked with kids that's played here before, so if he's calling me about a kid, she's probably this caliber.
Right.
You know what I
need to take that phone call.
Yeah, she's probably this caliber.
Definitely. And I tell my kids that too all the time. Like, listen, man, if I'm gonna be putting my name on something, trying to help you out, I'm not lying. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not. If you ain't, I'm like, listen, he can play, but he's gonna be late to practice.
Right.
I don't know if he'll be able to get the work done. You know what I'm saying? Because it's my name.
Right.
Because if I send you up there and you up there half-assed and making me look bad, now when I call that coach, like, coach, I got another one for you, he's gonna be like, yeah, all right, whatever. He might not even answer my phone call. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm big like that. It's all about, you know, trying to keep my name and my brand intact.
Yes.
So, you know, I've made a lot of connections over the years because I've been doing this for a long time, and I would like to keep in good standing with those guys. You know what I'm saying? Now, 2 more things before we roll up out of here. Number 1, you know what I'm saying? This might be tough, and it could be both. You know what I'm saying? This ain't drink champ, so we ain't gonna do no shots tonight.
I'm about to take a shot right here.
You know what I'm saying? So, training or coaching? Training or coaching, you know what I'm saying?
Both.
Which do you prefer? Okay, now I feel you though.
Both.
I feel you.
I'm gonna because they're both equally fulfilling, but in 2 separate regards, right? Like, I enjoyed the training component because, again, right, it was a way for me to give back, and you know, we need more people in place that are preparing these kids for where they want to go, right? And the balance, right? Like, of being like my own boss. Like, I'm working out today, or nah, man, I'm chilling today. I ain't,
got you.
know,
I got you.
No workouts today. Like, I just need to relax.
Right.
I want to spend some time with my family. Like, you know, so you know but you know, coaching, you know, I enjoy just being in position right now. Now I'm in position where it's like, you know how it is, like when you're trying to make a referral from someone, like, oh wow, this is the coach from, you know, a well-recognized, you know what I mean, like, institution,
right.
You know what I mean? So that it holds a little bit more weight. So again, it's all about giving back, but like, you know, or being able to pull someone out of a situation, like, hey, you know what, like, I know you want to, you know, change your reality, right? Like, and this is the way to do that. Come up here, get this education, and you can go home and, you know, help your family.
Right.
So yeah, I say both.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I could definitely see both. You know what I'm saying? It's like when, because, you know, I coach all 3 sports, and people ask, like, which one do I prefer? All of them. You know what I'm saying? But I also do tell people, I love basketball because when it's cold outside, I am in a nice, friendly, heated gym. I ain't got to deal with that cold weather like the end of football season. It'd be a little chilly out there.
Football season was rough too because you know, one loss can ruin your whole season in football.
Yeah, true indeed.
And you take that L like first weekend in October.
Yeah, it's like
we can't even go to the playoffs.
Right. So
and now it's November 1st, and your fingers all cold. People, what we out here for anyway?
What we out here
going
for?
To the playoffs.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, that's definitely facts. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. Transfer portal, man. I mean, you're on the college level,
right.
So let's talk about it, because I had my man told Tracy, he's assistant coach. I ain't gonna say no names or nothing like that, but he's on the college level, and his head coach told him, like, listen, we getting no high school recruitment.
I might know that coach.
Straight to the high, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure you do. I'll say his name off air, but like you know what I'm saying? And me being on the, that's why I like this conversation, especially with somebody like you who's in the college situation right now. Me being on the high school level, like, if I don't have a 5-star type of athlete, you know, it's hard to get like Rutgers Camden to look at my kid. You know what I'm saying? Like because everybody's just going, because there's so many people in the portal that everybody's like, we're going to the portal for. And I understand it a little bit, because I mean, if I got a program, and this goes back to what you said, I'm a college coach. This is how I feed my family with this sport. I got to win to keep this job so I can keep feeding myself and my family. If I see a 22-year-old, 23-year-old guy who's been around, who knows the ropes, he has that work ethic in him, I'm probably going to go for that besides take this 3-star 17-year-old who has no idea what college is about. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of understand it, but it just seems that is crazy out of control. So I just want your thoughts on this whole thing and how it's working. And before you go, I'm hearing, I don't know if it's true, that they're about to not count JUCO years against. Oh yeah,
it's already been passed.
It's already been passed.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think 2 days ago.
I'm gonna let you talk.
2 days ago.
I'm gonna let you talk on this.
Okay. So first of all, let's talk about the JUCO thing first, right? So the NCAA committee has approved the bill that now a student athlete can attend JUCO for 2 years, and it no longer counts against your 4 years of eligibility. Wow. So in essence, you get 6 years of college. So now you can go to JUCO for 2 years. You can go to Camden County College
and ball for 2 years, and then go
get your
somewhere
grades
for 4.
where they want to be, right? It's 2 years of getting in the weight room if you haven't been doing it in high school, right? And then after you've fulfilled the requirements academically there to get your associate's degree or whatever, you can now
got 4 years.
4 years of eligibility at college. So yeah, it's been approved. Wow. So it's the bar continues.
Yeah.
Sheesh. So with this transfer portal, okay, let's it's become difficult to navigate, this the current landscape of recruiting for the high school student athlete or prospective student athlete at the high school level. I think it starts with, as you mentioned before, right? Surround yourself with people that are telling you what you need to hear and not what you want to hear. All right. So when you're going through this recruiting process, you have to be real with yourself. And sometimes if you can't be real with yourself, that's why it's important to have someone that, pop you in the back of the head and say, hey.
Right.
Come on now. Right. Because when we were coming up, right, like, a college coach would take a kid like, he's all right, got some ability, right? Like I can get him here for 2 years, right? Get him on a, weight training program, get him skilled up. And by the time he or she is a junior, right, they might be able to help us. Development is over. Right. No more. No one's developing you anymore. You need to begin to seek out the schools that you can make an immediate impact at. That means if you were to set foot on campus today and given an opportunity or given a uniform, you can step on the court and impact that program positively right now.
Gotcha.
Right now. Can I get in there and score 8 as a freshman? Like, can I give them 8 points a night, minimal turnovers and run their off? If the answer to that is no, you can't play there. You shouldn't, you shouldn't. Right. And it's tough, but again, right, that was one of the things, like I had to have some tough conversation. And I don't want to kill anyone's dreams, right? Facts. So the way I would have that conversation with a mother and father is like, hey, listen, I know the coach at Fairleigh Dickinson. I'm just throwing this out. I have that name, right? I know this, at, blah, blah, right? Or I don't want to say a school, so I'll say a level, right? Like, I know the coach at that NEC school, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you've been working with me, and you've invested, in my, my ability to, one, develop this young man or young woman, right? And then give you an accurate evaluation, right? Like, I can make that call for you, but if you're asking me my opinion, I'm thinking your student athlete would have a better experience going NE10 instead of NEC, right? And NE10 would be, a Division II level, or a CAC.
Right.
So like, I would think like your son or daughter could probably step in and contribute
right away
at that institution right away.
Got you.
And it would be well received and would get the attention that you're looking for from the coaching staff, right? Like, so you have to be real with yourself and understand, like, like as you said, right? And again, right, I don't want to throw no. So like, I can say as a coach at this level, right, at this institution, right, like I would take a student athlete that might have been in an NEC school scoring, 8 points a night as a freshman, right, before I took a kid that went to a Group 1 school in South Jersey, way out in the woods somewhere, right, averaging 15 points a game. I don't know how that translates.
I got you.
I'm trying to beat Delaware tomorrow.
Right.
I don't know that that's 16 points against that Group 1 school down there.
Right,
you know
it's going to translate
like,
into what I need up here.
Yeah,
right.
And you needed 15 shots to get that.
Right.
So,
I got you.
This kid has shown me, like, they could score 8 points on a bad night against Division I.
Right, on this level that I need, yeah.
Mind you, they've been in that system lifting weights for a year. Right. They understand the regimen.
Fact.
So that's just the reality of what's going on with the recruiting landscape, man. And then two, for the transfers out there, right? Like maybe you chose a Power 5 or a mid-major, D1, instead of I can think of a school, right? All right, and, you didn't have the experience that you were thinking about, right? Like. Come on,
right?
So let me say this, right? Like, and this is gonna rub some people the wrong way, because especially after last night's, right? Like, I'm a Washington Commanders fan, right? We've been bad for a decade.
True.
Bad for a decade, right? But you might look at a program, or whether it's Washington Commanders or like a college team that's struggling right now, right? There's only one way a bad team can become a good team. You need a good player.
Right.
A couple good players. 4 wins last year for the Commanders, right?
Right.
You get Bobby Wagner, you get Jaden Daniels, 10 wins.
10, yeah, nah, you're right.
So, you know what I mean? Like, believe in yourself. Right. Why go to a school that's, because, okay, flip the script, right? Michael Penix and Jaden Daniels, right, were both 1 and 2 in the Heisman, you know what I mean? And some could say Penix deserved it just as much as Daniels, right? So, Jaden Daniels went into a situation of a program that stinks. Nobody to really,
Yeah.
Here you go, son. Here are the keys.
Right.
Get us there. Right? Penix could have been equally as good, or in some eyes, some might think he was just better than Jaden Daniels, right? Regardless, right? But he's in the discussion.
Right.
He went and had to sit behind a seasoned veteran in Kirk Cousins. Right. He got his first snap in week 16.
Yeah.
So again, right, like when you're trying to navigate this, understand like this in this recruiting process, I mean, in this transfer portal and all, like, or just picking your school, you might have your eyes on a program that's a 20-win team, right? But you're still coming out of high school, and there's a seasoned veteran that's been there for 2-3 years, lifting weights, knows the playbook inside out, right? Like knows what the coach's expectations are, right? When maybe you could have gone to a school that has your degree, get a darn good education, right? And been that dude or that chick from day one and been given the keys. Right. So why, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I always respected about WAG, right? Like, especially in this current, like, everyone is taking their kids, especially at the high school level.
Right.
Let's run over there and jump on that wave.
Let's go ahead. You're right.
WAG could have went to Oak Hill. He could have went to, you know what I mean? Like, you know,
that's true.
Nah. I'm from Camden.
I'm staying right here.
Yep. I'm going to put my city on.
Yep. Nah.
You know what I mean?
Very true. Very true. That's true.
Like, that would be my mindset. You know what I mean?
No, like, that's some great points right there. I hope y'all was paying attention.
Go somewhere and be that person. Be the one that say, hey, remember that whatever university program when so was there.
Yep. Nah, that's facts. I try to relay that message to a lot of stuff you just said. I try to relay that message to my parents when I do have athletes that are being recruited and things like that. Like we gotta let's see what this program, you know what I'm saying, where it stands, what's it about. Let's see what the roster looks like, you know what I'm saying, what we're going into, you know what I'm saying. Can we go somewhere we might have to take a step down, but we're gonna play right away, you know what I'm saying. Right. And also, I mean, with the transfer portal, hey, it's here, it ain't going nowhere, so you might as well use it. So we might have to go to this school for a year to get some college stuff on tape, and then try to go to where we wanted to go, or you know what I mean. So you got to use that to your advantage if it's going to be here. You know what I'm saying? You might as well use it to your advantage and whatnot. But back to like with my high school kids, and I try to tell the parents as well, like those colleges is not beating down doors like that right now for if you're a 5-star athlete, yes. You know what I'm saying? They're still going to come get you. You know what I'm saying? But for your 3 stars or down, like you gotta put some work in, some extra work. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not enough opportunities with the transfer portal and the way the coaches are using the transfer portal. It's not enough opportunities for coaches to take that, like you talked about, like that high school kid that in the past you might take a flyer, like he's right there on let's bring him in and see what we can do. Now you ain't even like, oh nah, he can go somewhere else. So you know what I'm saying, but. You got to put the work in and bet on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like my man Sticks just said, bet on yourself. Put the work in, bet on yourself, and let the chips fall where they may. Because at the end of the day, if you can look in the mirror and say, I've been working as hard as I can, I've been getting these grades, I've been busting my butt, putting this work in. Hey, you know what I'm saying? You can sleep well at night. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nothing being handed out to you, ain't nothing being given to you. And I try to stress that to my athletes, student athletes all the time. Whatever you put into it, that's what you're going to get out of it. Yeah. You put 50% in, then you're going to get some half-ass stuff. You know what I'm saying? But you put your all into something, you give yourself a better chance to be more successful and to get what you want. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Well, man, this was great, man. Before we get out of here, what's the future plans for man? Because you just ran down a whole lot about your journey that you've been doing. We know where you're at now, but what else is going on in that mind of yours, or are you just going to just ride and just let's see what happens?
Yeah, like. I think I'm going to. My goal is just to be a star in my current role, right? Okay. And that's to help develop the talent that we have on our current roster, and then go out there and bring in some recruits also that would help. Continue to push the culture forward. And typically, when that's your vision, just waking up every day trying to be or make your current situation as best as it can possibly be, tomorrow will take care of itself. Right. Again, I didn't expect to be doing this. So I just continue to pray and live right, you know what I'm saying, and let God just continue to guide me where I'm going. But that's the goal, man. Just, I'm out here. Please, do your research. Northeastern University, a great academic institution. Yes. Priscilla Edwards Lloyd is a great woman to play for. She's fair. We're running an up-tempo offense. We want to get shots up in the first 8 to 10 seconds. It's more like just playing basketball, you know what I mean, instead of running a whole bunch of sets.
Gotcha,
you know what I mean? So it's an up-tempo, quick Boston Celtics style of basketball. So, if you want to play free-flowing basketball, press, get up there and play to your strengths, and read and react basketball in lieu of being, robotic. Right. And play for a good woman.
That's what's up.
Do your research.
That's what's up. Let the folk know, like your social medias and all that. If they got questions or want to hit you up or get at you, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah, that's just Sean Stick Smith. That's SeanSticks SMITH, Sean Stick Smith on Twitter, and then Sticks to My Story, STICKS, the number 2, My Story, Sticks to My Story on Instagram. We love to hear from you, man. I hit everybody back. So I'm Hollywood. If you reach out to me, you don't have to wait for me to accept you. I don't. That's another thing. Like your social media can help you be more or less recruitable. Yes. I don't have anything I don't lock it. You can see anything, and whatever I put out there, I'm never ashamed to see it again. So if you about to tweet something or post a picture, ask yourself that question.
Yep.
You know, do I ever want to see this picture again?
Right. Nah, you're right.
Yeah.
I've seen it, and before we get I'm glad you touched on that. You know, I tell my guys all the time, like, yo, you got to be careful. Like coaches look at that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I've had, you know, student athletes in the past lose scholarships because they had some sketchy looking stuff on their social media, thinking nobody's going to see it. And then you got to remember, once you put it out there, it's out there. Yeah. You might delete it a day later, so somebody done screenshotted it, somebody done seen it already, so you got to be careful. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, social media is here to stay. But it can be used, like you said, to help promote and things. We about to be on social media, you know what I'm saying? That's what we doing this for, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so just be careful with that, man. Any wrap-ups? Any shout-outs, anything?
Nah, man, just shout out to Jersey always, man. Shout out to Northeastern, shout out to everyone who ever gave me an opportunity and, you know, invested in me, man. I appreciate it because, I mean, again, man, I'm going to go back to Don. You know, Don told me, your game is always a work in progress, man. But your life is always a work in progress. You know what I mean? So I'm always striving to, you know, improve myself, man. And you know, shout out to everyone who's reaching back and you know, paying it forward to the, you know, the next generation of leaders in the world.
That's definitely what's up. Well, my man, listen, man. This was fun, bro. This was definitely fun. And he'll be back. You know what I'm saying? He'll be back. But we are I appreciate you taking some time out, man, because I know you about to hit the road and head back. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for stopping through so we could get this done. It was long overdue, but we got it done. And I hope you guys was out there listening and paying attention because he definitely dropped some gems in this episode. You know what I'm saying? So
appreciate
definitely
you having
appreciate
me, man.
you. Appreciate you. So, Cousin Tracy, get home soon. You know what I'm saying? Get home soon. Get home safe. You know what I'm saying? Know that I'm thinking about you. I hope you bring some of that sun and that heat back with you. Warm us up a little bit back here in Jersey because it's cold outside. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, once again, I am Sechuayo, a.k.a. Coach Bird. I'm the host of the BYRDCAGE Show. We'll talk to you soon.
Peace.
It was a stone groove, my man.